Right lads, and I'm back rating every single League of Ireland Premier Division team season. Going from the bottom of the table up, we of course do start off with Cork City FC, 3 out of 10. At the end of the day, what were the aspirations of Cork at the start of this season? To stay up. Yes, look, they did get to the cup final. That's really why I'm putting them at a 3 out of 10 and not a 1. But yeah, given that their goal this season was to stay up, they didn't meet that goal. And next up, Waterford 5 out of 10. This is about where I predicted them to be. I think I actually predicted them to finish 8th. Obviously, they were in the playoff spot, did, maintain their Premier Division status. Their aspirations were met. I mean, again, for Waterford, the aspiration was probably just to stay up this season. Next up is Galway United. I'm also going to give them a 5 out of 10. Arguably could give them a bit worse. I did expect Galway to be a lot better this season, especially towards the end of this season. They were quite poor. Did on the last day avoid the relegation zone, and I do worry a bit, in all honesty, for Galway going into next season. Sligo Rovers, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. Every single season, I and many others put Sligo to go down, and every single season they prove us wrong. And ultimately, although they didn't finish that far above the relegation zone, they're proving me and many others wrong. Next up is Drogheda United, and I'm going to give them a 7. Look, ultimately they did miss out on the European spots, but they did still have a very strong season. Disappointing that they didn't get Europe, but definitely performed a lot better than I thought they would. Next up is the fun one, my own club, St. Pat's, and genuinely, and I'm not even being like harsh and overly negative here, you can't give Pats anything more than 3 out of 10. Many people were predicting that Pats were going to win the league, didn't even challenge for it. Then obviously there was the whole thing with the cup. The cup seemed to be the next aspiration. Knocked out of that by an already relegated Cork side 3-0. Last game of the season, had a final chance of a bit of redemption. I think that performance ultimately just summed up Pats' entire season. It was lackluster, it was lazy. But yeah, a very, very poor season for Pats. Bohs, 7 out of 10. Now, arguably you could say 10 out of 10, because technically Bohs' target was for this season, it was realistically to get in the European spots. But I'm going to just give them a 7 out of 10, just out of fairness, I suppose. Next up is, of course, Shells, 8 out of 10. I think it was always going to be a difficult task to follow up that title win. But look, ultimately, again, what was the goal for Shells this season? And probably was to get to the league stages of European competition. And ultimately, yeah. And on top of that, third place finish. They secure Conference League football once again for next season. Next up is Derry City. I'm stuck between an 8 and a 9, but I'm going to go an 8. I didn't expect Derry to instantly click this quickly and finish in second under Tiernan Lynch. And ultimately as well, they got that Europa League spot. And considering, look, at the end of last season, they finished 4th and lost the cup final. I consider it a fairly good season by comparison. And finally, Shamrock Rovers, there's nothing else but a 10 out of 10, isn't there? Not only did they secure a domestic double, they also got to the Conference League league phase without the Champions path. It's easily a 10 out of 10. But anyways lads, that is just my opinions. Of course, feel free to leave yours in the comments below.